Okay everyone, I'm back. I thought I'd just try to do this video about the island that I went to. That was really lovely because no one was there because it was a little cold, but I liked it. This is what I found on the beach. So this is usually what I try to find. This is a really beautiful driftwood. That one I can't really use. This one is way too big too. But I don't leave them on the beach because I think I can always do something with them, right? See here, it's already tearing because it's drying, but okay. Now this one I think I would make into some sort of a pendant. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this because I have a lot of ideas. Like I could hollow out the middle here and then pour resin in there. That might be nice. Maybe on a little bit bigger piece like this. I was thinking about resining it. But then again, I could also make a hole straight through and then thread beads in it, if you know what I mean. Usually I go for pieces like this. This is like a really nice pendant size. And to make sure that it stays like this, what I do is I layer lots and lots of varnish on it. And I kind of build that up like, well, let's see, maybe 10, 12 layers. You know, so it really gets into the wood and makes it all hard again. Because as we all know, driftwood is pretty delicate. If I were to, like this piece too, I just take it because I really like the form of it and what it looks like. See that? I know, maybe I'm boring you to death, but I really like it. I always go through these pieces and I just like how they look, and I think about how old would this be and where would it come from, all kinds of things like that. Then I found this. I don't know what it is. It's sort of a stone, but it's really light and it's kind of shiny. Looks like wood that has been burnt and like a sort of a fossil piece of, who knows. I have all these ideas when I find stuff like that. Like it was a ship 600 years ago, and there was these men on this ship, and they were trading spices or something, and they were going back to Holland, and then the ship burnt and sank, and that's been on the bottom of the ocean for 600 years, and that's what it... I know. I don't mind telling you guys what I think. This is a beautiful piece too. That is really pendant, right? Really smooth already. I would really sand this down just a little bit, just the edges, and then this is really a nice pendant size. This one is really funny because it has all these holes in it, and you just do not understand how that happens. Or what it used to be or whatever. But can you see that? Look at that. That is funny, isn't it? Well, when I find a piece like that, it makes me pretty happy because that's what I go to the islands for. And this is, I found this in about, I think, well, at least 12 times going to the beach. And I did go to a couple of other beaches this time, but they had nothing. See, that is a beautiful piece. Really light. And once I varnish it, it will come to life, I'm pretty sure. So as you can see, well, that is a butt ugly piece. Why did I take that? I don't know. We'll keep it. I'm a little hoarder. Sometimes look at that. See that? I can't even remember I found this with all these little holes in it. Look at that. Is that pretty? Sometimes this is not going to be made into a pendant because it's really spongy. It's been on the bottom of the ocean too long, but we'll see what happens. Now here's another one, kind of funny. Well, you get the idea. But also a lot of people don't really have access to a beach all the time, so I guess they like looking at this stuff. Now these little ones, these will make beautiful pendants also. You know, it doesn't always have to be really big. I'm more for this size. I think that's a nice size for a pendant. but I also like this. Really nice, smooth, silky. So that's about the pendants, or the driftwood. And I pick up a lot of these, and I know I can't do anything with them. Watch. See that? You just break it right open. So I'm going to throw that one away. Can't do anything with that, but I thought I'd just take it along. So, putting all the driftwood in there in my little box. Ooh, that is beautiful. Let me get in really close. Wait a minute. Can't find it. Why can't it focus? It really can't focus, can it? There it is. See that, all the erosion? I really like that. But I'm not sure it's... Oh, I could shape it like a triangle. Okay. So I've got all these pieces, and of course I take the little pieces too. I like those. That's all driftwood. Then what I have left, and I really like this one. It was like a little coin. It was really cute. I remember finding most of them. So putting all the wood pieces in there. Now, oops, don't put the shells in. I want to keep the shells apart. Now the shells that you find, the typical shells you find on a Dutch beach, are more like these little ones, and these are the typical Dutch shells. And a lot of these, we find a lot of those. I like them for the inside, that is kind of shiny. I gotta get a little other thing. Okay, for the people picking up about my sniffing, I'm not getting sick. What I have right now is hay fever. Yep, got hay fever. I was over it for about almost 20 years, and then all of a sudden it came back. When I was young, when I was 16, I really had it really bad. I could almost not be outside because, you know, my eyes would all tear up and my nose would start running. But of course we're in spring, so it's gonna happen. All the pollen in the air, but it's no problem at all. I'm used to it. So, then shells. These shells you only find in a particular part of the beach in Ameland. You don't find them all over the place. It's just one little spot, and I don't know why that is. Maybe in front of the beach there's some bed of these shells. I don't know. But I thought I'd take them along. There were a lot of them, but I don't want too many because I have a lot of shells in my house. So I kind of like those. I like this one because of the colors. Had really pretty colors. And I like this one because it was still stuck together. So there was this little animal inside here who lived in here for a long, long time. And now he's dead and gone and eaten up by the fishies, and this is what's left. So I love those. And this, I don't know what it is, but I thought I'd just take it. Thought it was kind of cool. And I like this thing that's growing on here. I just love those little things. I'm going to be doing something with clay, trying to make those. So, just, you know, a couple of them. I was collecting these little ones, because I thought I would drill a hole in them and I would make a necklace with a lot of these little tiny shells. See, but I really had to find them because they're not all over the place. And I don't have enough to do the necklace, so I'll have to go back to the islands once more time to get these little shells. So this you normally never find. This was really funny that I found this one. But normally we don't find shells like that on our beaches because we don't have them. So I found that one and this one. And you can see that these have been on the ocean bottom for a pretty long time. And this one also, a lot of sand in there. But this is, it's all banged up, as you can see, pieces out of it. But I just like it, so I took it. And there you go, because most people just, you know, walk all over those shells and crunch them under their feet, and I just can't do that. I really tiptoe around those shell beds that are on the beach because I don't want to stand on top of them and hear them crunch. So there we go. So that's the shells. And then we come to this. Is this cool or is that cool? I love this. Because it has cells. Yeah, I'm a cell person. But I just love this. And the funny thing is, couple of days later, I found a whole fish on the beach. Well, what was left of him. And now I know which fish it's from. It's from a sea devil. And that's pretty awesome. This was a pretty big one, about 1 meter long. So I love how you can look into there and see all these beautiful cells, the structure of the bones. He had a little, we call it, when your bone stuff starts to go after menopause. I think it was a menopause, this one, because all the bone structure is gone. But okay, now we come to the stinky stuff. And I just cannot leave that on the beach. Look at that. Is that beautiful? I love that. Well, of course, I don't like it that it's a dead animal or whatever you call this, a crab. But I just love the way it was laying there, last bit of his life laying on the beach. And I thought I'd just take it. I'll put it out and it'll dry. Someone told me to put it really close to a ant nest because they go in there, they take out all the flesh what's left, and then it won't stink anymore because right now it's really stinky. But I don't mind that because it's a smell that really reminds me of the beach, and it's just, for me, it's a really nice smell. I don't know, I don't think it's smelling rotten or nothing. Okay, now let me see if I can get myself into this thing. I think this was the password. Yep, I'm in. Okay. I'm gonna try and do it like this. If I have a little room for my mouse. And it works. There's my whoopsie doopsie doo. And we're going to go to Google, and I'm going to show you the island where I went, because I'm sure some of you will like to know where I went. Maps. Now this is where I live. Let me zoom you in just a little bit. Let's see if I can do that. There you go. Yeah, now you can see it. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. This is just the normal map, and I live right there in that little street there. That's where I live. And let me get it in a little closer. That's where I live. Exactly there in where it goes a little bit down. I'll give you the satellite view. And we'll do a plus, plus, plus. And if you could go away, that'd be nice. Okay, that house there with all the solar panels, that's mine. So, ooh, what are you doing? I didn't want to do that. Why won't you go back? Normally when I do that, it goes back. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Zooming in. If I zoom in, it just goes back to this thing. I don't know why it does that. My normal computer doesn't do that. Okay, that's about as close as it gets. And you can see that circle thing because it's detecting that that's where we are. So that's my house. Now, if I zoom out and zoom up, you can see that I live pretty much out in the country. Zooming out a little bit more. See that? All those meadows and all those all the green and the farmhouses. Okay, now I'm zooming really out. Now what you see here, that is Enschede. That's the city I live next to. I live around here. Oh no, I live about here. This is Germany. This is where I live. That's Glanbroek. This is Enschede. And then I'll zoom really out. This is Holland. Then I'm zooming up. I'm going to zoom back in. And it's having a little trouble because of the Wi-Fi. Now I went to this, I went to this island here. So here you have where you get on the boat. And this here is, we call it the Wadden. It's really shallow water, but you can't, well, you can if it's, you have, what do you have? You have, when it's low tide. When it's low tide, you can walk across, but the ship has these tunnels or sort of things they dug out, and the ship goes. It takes 45 minutes to go from here, Holwerd, to the island, and then you can see the beach. And this here is where I found most of the shells. So I'll just zoom it in a little bit more. That's the parking place. I parked the car there, and then I went with my dog to this beach, and it is really, really wide and pretty cool. And there's a little thing that you can sit and have coffee. And if I go back here, I'll show you where I lived. Oh, there I lived. I lived here in that house. That one. Or was it this one? Let's see. Nope, that one. That's where I lived. So that was really cool. Now, it's just a little bit too far to walk, but with the car it was like a couple of minutes, so that was cool. And that's where I was, guys, for a long, long week. And I enjoyed myself, and I had a lot of fun. And I was thinking about, I thought, if I'm on one of those islands, the best way you can see what I'm doing there is if I had a drone. Now, would that be cool if I bought a drone and I could show you that? Because there are some people that have made videos. Let's see, YouTube.com. Let's go to YouTube. And if you search Ameland, that's all you have to do, Ameland and drone. Here you get all these beautiful videos about the island. And they show it with the drone. Well, that's not my island. I don't know what that is. Oh, they're not there yet. I see. There it is. That's the island. That's the lighthouse on the island. And as you can see, they don't let people build the whole island full of those little cottages and houses. They make sure there are just a few and not too many, and they keep the nature intact. And even there's a whole bit of that island that you can't even get there. You have to walk because a lot of birds are there, and of course on the bike, a lot of bikes. So I was doing this. I thought I was having on my tablet. That's the water, kind of cool. There, that's the beach. Okay, you've seen enough, I guess. Don't want to bore you to death. But it is a beautiful, beautiful island. And that was it, I think. Yes. Well, I do have pictures, of course, on my phone. That's one of those beach things that you can sit and have coffee and be on the beach. There it's pretty, there are a lot of people, but that's probably in the summer. In the spring, there's not that many people. But it was a really fun vacation, and we're going to do it again this year. I think August, September, somewhere around that time, we're going to have some fun there. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Now, what I'm going to do is, well, I've already done a lot of mixing the paint, but I need some more, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna post this video and then I'll be back with a big, I think I might even go 40-40, the bigger ones. That's about 16 inches by 16 inches. And I'm going to do one of those under pressure ones. But I was thinking maybe I'll make 2 of those balls of paint, and then with 2 separate colors. So I'll do one combination in one and another combination in the other, and then I'll do that squishing. It's gonna be fun, so stay with us. Love you all to pieces, guys. See you in a bit.